Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nathan. For those of you who don't know me, I am an executive director of the Election Truth Alliance, a nonprofit organization investigating the 2024 general election. Now, here's your quick update brief. We have released an overview video of the 2024 election. Now, this video highlights 88 counties that flipped from blue to red this election, and the 0 counties that flipped from red to blue. It also talks about bomb threats and some other concerns. We also have published a data analysis video with Dr. Elizabeth Clarkson. She's a PhD holding statistician, and this video covers election fraud findings for Clark County, Nevada, and it goes a little deeper in than some of our previous videos or published data. And she also talks about earlier elections, where she has seen the same statistical manipulation. Please go check her out. Her website is bethclarkson.com. She has her background and some of her analysis there as well. We also did. I recently I had the honor of going on KCVotes TikTok livestream, and there she fielded questions from the audience, and it was an excellent experience. We did have some technical difficulties. I couldn't get TikTok to work, so I had Josh hold me up on his laptop, and we kind of did a little chain. But that was awesome. I would love to do more of that type. And she was amazing. She asked some good questions. The audience asked some good questions. We also have released right before the Super Bowl, same day, released a short in support of the Philadelphia Eagles. We also highlighted some of the errors Philadelphia and Pennsylvania had during the election between voting machine concerns, certain quotes from certain people, highlighting knowing vote counting computers really well. Go check out this short if you're interested. We also talk a little bit about the bomb threats and some of the other statistical abnormalities like drop-off vote and other concerns. And we will be following up this with some more Pennsylvania-focused data soon. And then finally, in this regard, Smart Elections released a video highlighting all of these interesting quotes and statements and a few other things. And they also included some of what we've done. So please go check out their video. This was really good. I think it really brought all of the things together into a nice, concise picture. So go check that video out as well. That's Smart Elections on YouTube in this case, or their website. Now, so all of this, what's next? What are we going to be doing? And this Tuesday, I believe, I will have the honor of an interview with Roland Martin. This is his YouTube channel. He's been a very powerful voice for the American people and the Black community for a while now. And so I have the opportunity to speak to him and hopefully talk about our concerns and talk about some of our data. He's been covering a lot of what's happening recently. So that is a huge opportunity. I'm very thankful. And, hopefully that will be this Tuesday. I'll let you know if anything changes. I'll give you updates, as we get closer. Now, I'm going to give you some quick things, as I said when I talked about Philadelphia. So here's a quick peek into some of that data that we're going to be releasing soon. And all we really need to do is we're going to compile our findings and do some replication of the analysis so it's accurate data. But I'll show you real quick. This is Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania. The way you read this chart is at the bottom is a turnout percentage. So from the left is 0 upwards. So as you increase the percentage of turnout, what does that look like? Well, in this case, when we look at vote share, blue is Harris for the presidential race, and red is Trump. And so we see, this is mail-in specifically, we see that Republicans were getting a very low amount of mail-in independent of turnout. So they just consistently had, below 50% mail-in ballots. And we see the opposite. The Democrats were heavily favored when it comes to mail-in voting. That makes sense. That matches what we know about the demographics there. What's interesting is we look at some of the other types. So we looked at mail-in, looks good. This is provisional voting. This is the equivalent of early voting. Philadelphia has a different, setup than some of the other places. So they almost have, for provisional voting, it's kind of like mail-in. You just go and drop your vote off early in person instead of sending it in, I believe. And so we see here, nothing like super crazy. It's just there is a bit more of a trend, but similar pattern to what we saw in mail-in. But There were some at lower turnouts. The Republicans did have some good provisional voting. So nothing super strange here. Just interesting to see how people favored the Democrats when it comes to provisional voting as well. So that's early voting. This is in Philadelphia, one of the most populous places in Pennsylvania. So we were expecting to see a very liberal, very left-leaning demographic here. What's interesting is when we look at election day, this is polling place data. This is where people went to vote on election day. And Pennsylvania, tries to get all of it knocked out on election day. We see some strangeness. And as I said, the way you read this is the x-axis is turnout percentage, so 0, and then as you grow, and then vote share is the y-axis. And ultimately, why is this a concern? This is a concern because when we look, we see the Democrats are leading. We see the Republicans have a lower vote share, up until about 40-50% of the vote or so, the turnout. And then we notice a very interesting spike where the Democrats suddenly start to underperform as more votes were cast on election day in Philadelphia County, where we see the Republicans begin to overperform and gain additional votes as more votes were cast. This is concerning because if you were to have implemented a vote changing or vote deleting algorithm with the tabulation machines and voting machines, it would cause this effect. And the reason it would cause this effect is because as more votes were cast, after a certain threshold was met, you would then change votes, and you would see that a party that wasn't, performing very well in the beginning would just suddenly start to spike and take over. And we do see that concern here in Philadelphia County and some other places as well. And this is very strongly paralleling our concern in Clark County, Nevada, Washoe, and other places we've looked at. And here's one more example. This is Erie County, Pennsylvania. And this is a interesting way of looking at it. We've put all the voting types together, mail-in, provisional, and polling, and we see that obviously polling or election day is where a majority of that vote occurred. So we don't see anything super weird in the beginning, where you would see, mail-in and the provisional votes. And then after you get to the really big numbers, that's when we see the change happen and the Republicans start to benefit for higher vote turnout. This is very interesting. On its own, this doesn't really show or prove anything, but as I said, it does match the theory that if there was a vote changing or vote deleting algorithm running on our machines, it matches up. So, well, beyond that, let's see here. Some other things. We are making progress in trying to get access to paper ballots. If you have contacts with election auditors or election lawyers, etc., and are local to, let's say, Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and perhaps California, please reach out, email board@electiontruthalliance.org with a subject of important. And we are looking for people of those experience and field in those areas. I do have some connections already, but more the merrier. And so during that live stream, when I talked to KCVotes and we had those conversations and discussions, people were asking me this. They were saying, how does donating work? And what are we doing? Well, so all donations are given to the Election Truth Alliance from our website, and you can donate by going to our website, electiontruthalliance.org. Hitting on the donate button, and then you have credit or debit, you have PayPal, or you have Zelle. And so all of the donations that have come through this and our previous GoFundMe that we utilize, it's still up. We'll take it down now that we have this system. But all of those donations have gone only to the organization. And so it's gone towards paying for services, paying for data analysis tools, paying for our website and our servers and everything that we've done and used to get up to this point. When we're looking at doing audits and investigations, all of that funds goes towards that. And we will ask for more donations once we have identified what is going to cost us to do some of these forensic audits that we're trying to get in to some of these places. And we've had progress, and we've touched base with very promising people who I can't speak about yet, but just know that we have been fighting that fight. And so to wrap this up, I get this question a lot, and it's a simple question, and it's pretty much, what can we do? And so that's the point, is people are defeated, but there is hope, and the hope is simple, that we It's not about political parties. This is about our lives and our voices. This is about our country. It doesn't matter who you voted for. It doesn't matter what you believe in, where you come from, what color you are. None of that matters. What matters is that the American people run this goddamn country. No one else. And don't let them tell you otherwise. So we have the power. And if we come together, we organize and we make decisions and make good decisions, we can make change. And it's as simple as that. Now, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help to get the audits and the validation to make sure this did or did not happen. I'm going to need your help to spread the data, spread the truth of everything we've done so far, everything we're going to do. Okay? We're going to need you to help us when we start paying for those audits and and pay for the lawyers and the auditors and the legal process. And I'll have updates and costs on what that's going to look like soon. As soon as we get everything rolling and that's confirmed and formalized. So, but until then, I need you to get louder. I need you to call your local and state election officials. I need you to demand those audits and those forensic analysis. I need you to open the door for us. All right. Thank you very much. I hope this was a good update video for you. And as I said, more to follow. Please, if you want to check in, I'll let you know. We'll update what the plan is for Tuesday. If that's going to be a recorded interview or a live stream or whatnot, I'll have the details. And I will let you know as things progress. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.